I like to begin my doodling with a background wash of watercolor. In this case, I'm using Winsor Newton Cotman pans. You can use it whatever you have on hand, not to worry. And although you can see all the colors that come with the set, um, it's I think it's important to you as an artist to use whichever colors that talk to you. Do you like warm colors or cool colors or a combination? Do you like neutral colors? There's a little bit of blue in here. And I generally don't like to use washi tape or painter's tape because I like the free flowing boundaries that watercolor creates on the paper. But if you like to use washi tape, that's fine. You do you. And I like to have backgrounds, patterns, and one way of creating interesting backgrounds is to use a bit of cellophane, which I don't have on hand right now, but what you can do is any form of flimsy plastic, you can scrunch it up and create patterns. And I like doing this because you never know what you're going to get until you pull off the plastic. The only problem is that you have to let it dry. So I will be back when it dries and we can discover the background together. So this is the watercolor pattern that I did the saran wrap with, and it's pretty cool. I like it. I like how some of the areas are darker, and that's because the saran wrap didn't make contact with the watercolor. Very cool. So what am I going to do with this one? Sometimes when I worked retail, I doodled at the register, and so this is on a receipt tape that is folded over, and if you were quick enough, you could have seen what company I worked with. So when you're doodling by yourself, obviously by yourself, unless you are doodling with a lot of people, you can save it even though you think you might lose it, but save it. That way you can go back and revisit it and see what element, if any, that you like, and recreate it using your wash. So that's what I'm going to do, And I like to do mandalas on my own style. So I'm going to do one of those. So let me get my supplies handy and I will be back. So if you're liking the video, if you could press the like button down here, that would be great, because when you hit the like button, YouTube will share it to more people. So I recently, sorry about the glare from my light, but I recently got this from Walgreens, and it's a combination of a compass, various forms, ruler, which is great. So what I'm going to do is take it out, the elements. Sorry for wearing this, but it's winter here, so I'm going to use my hoodie so I can keep warm. It's not really cold. When it is, I'm going to break out some gloves for my hands. So now I'm going to do a circle, but you can use any shape that you want in order to have the mandala. And if you left up on your compass, don't worry about it, because you'll be the only one who knows. So that's the first line. Let's see. And my pencil, number 2. The first stage is basically getting the shapes out. Again, don't worry if the lines are wonky. Nobody will know. Okay. So eyeball it. That's the center, more or less. So eyeball it. I'm going to draw a line through that. And then another line to intersect that. And then another one to intersect that. Okay. And keeping with how I work, I'm going to change up a little bit. Okay. Now you don't have to do this, but obviously I am. So I'm going to use this, but I don't know what it's called. So if you know what it's called, let me know in the comments below. That would be very helpful. So I'm going to do that. Okay. And okay. Now, obviously, your normal mandala doesn't have this or this, or even that. But I'm just playing around, so it's all good. And if you need to move around your paper, that's fine. Now, I don't know if you can see the pencil marks, but I can, so we're going to, maybe if you, let's see, I don't know if you can enlarge this. Well, yeah, you can make it full screen. Anyway, I digress. I'm going to get some of my Doodle art pens, and I'll be back. Actually, I changed my mind. I was going through my art supplies that I bought while I was still working more or less full-time as a massage therapist. And I got this from Amazon. And the ink is supposed to be permanent, but we'll see. I don't think I'm going to, actually I will be applying some more paint on when I get done with the lines. So, but there's 8 pigment liner. It's supposed to be 100% waterproof, but we'll see when I actually start using it. So let's see. Hold on, I need to figure out which one I want to do. Okay, I'm going to use the .7, and it looks like it's going to be. I just found it out. Normally, I like to cap it, but it's really loose, so it doesn't stick on. But the good thing is you have the markings there, and you have the markings here. Unfortunately, with Doodle art, which I really like using, they don't have a number written on the barrel of the pen. Let's see. I think I'm going to use a larger nib, but we'll use that later on. I'm going to use the 1.0. That's good. Okay. Much better. Now, I live right by a fire station, so if you happen to hear a fire truck going by, that's it. I like to draw my lines going towards me as opposed to up. And don't worry about if your circle is wonky. It's okay. Again, nobody will know that it's wonky. Hopefully, I'm not making you seasick. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I'm going back with the 0.7, or if you don't have these, use whatever you have. So I like to have different sizes of fine liners because the varying widths of your pen will allow for more contrast in your doodle. And don't worry about that. Nobody will know about it when you're done. And if they do, no worries. You can just say, I meant to do that. So this is different than this. Again, perfection is a fallacy that you don't need to have in your life, especially with your doodling. Now I'm going to start adding elements for the mandala. So what you can do is use a pencil like I'm using now, or you can free-form it, whichever is more comfortable for you. The idea is to mimic the elements that you want to include in your mandala, more or less equal, but again, don't get too stuck up on the idea that everything is perfect. Okay. And if you want to change it when you ink it in, go for it. Again, this is your doodle mandala, and you can do whatever you want. Just have fun. One of the things I like about mandalas, see that little area, we'll incorporate it in the mandala. But the cool thing about a mandala is that it kind of looks like a stained glass window. What do you think? All right, so I'm going to go back in with the number 0.7. when I doodle, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I have a general idea of what I want to do. For example, I wanted to do a mandala. Did I know how I wanted to do it? No. It just more or less organically coming together, hopefully. Okay. So far, so good. Okay. I'm going to use a little bit of kneaded eraser to get rid of most of the pencil marks. And before it happens, I want to apologize for when the video gets a little blurry, because my camera, which my phone, which I use to record it, has a tendency to fixate on my hand when I film. So I'm using the 0.3, but again, I'm just changing the size of my nib. And I like to round out the corners when two or more lines meet up. And it may seem it's a little tedious, but when you get into the habit of doing it, it's very relaxing. At least is to me. So give it a try. The paper I'm using is from Escher, and I like it because it's kind of smooth, but like a hot press, but there is a little bit of texture, which is cool. And some of the rounding is fine, like this and this, but you can also accentuate an area, like you can go wider But if you go wider, you might want to use a broader tip. See that little accident went away. Now this video is sped up a little bit, so when you do it, take your time. No rush. There's no race involved. So how you like it so far? Now you can keep it as it is, or you can embellish it more.